Hey, everybody, welcome to Parks on the Air. Welcome to Parks on the Air. You see that cup? That's just one. But if you ever see two of them together on the Funny Book page, that's Facebook page, by the way, that's me. And I want to take the moment to just welcome you all, if you're brand new, to Parks on the Air. And I'm going to try to answer some questions that are common questions that many people forget, us old people forget that we were new at one time. And they keep coming up, and some people get keyboard warrior. Yeah, that does happen, so just bear with us. Some of us get tired of seeing the same old question. Well, it's not tired, it's just we've been there, done that. But with our new folks, with an excess of over 80,000 members, okay? 80,000 members now chasing Parks on the Air. That question might have come up a couple times, so we're going to try to nip it in the butt on a few of them if you take the time to actually listen. Frequently asked questions are a very common thing in any of our businesses in the world. Same thing with this hobby here. When you buy a brand new radio, you don't hook an antenna up to it. You don't put the power to it and turn it on. And now, what do I do? How do I get this thing to work? You take the time to do some basic reading and learning the radios. Very simple as that. Same thing with Parks on the Air. We want you to take the time to read a little bit so you know how to tune up your radio, so to speak. The frequently asked questions section has a bunch of information, but you don't have to read it all at once. And if you've already registered for Parks on the Air and you come onto the POTA page and you go where it says on the left-hand side are all the different tabs, awards, all the way down to the very bottom where it says parksontheair.com, click on that link and another green page will pop up. And there's some more information in a breakdown that might be a little bit easier for you to follow along anytime you want because that link is always there for you. So take some time. I'm going to answer some questions that are very common, but all of us want to know. So here we go. There is no best radio. One of two things. Whatever you can afford is what you're going to use, or you're going to listen to this person, this person, this person operating this radio, this radio, this radio. You have to choose by listening and the response of those people. But bottom line is what you can afford. If you like to run QRP, there are several different QRP radios that you can either build as a kit or you can order it already built, and they'll run you 5 watts, 10 watts, and you're good to go. But you can also buy a 100-watt radio that will tune down to 5 watts for the comparable price. So it's what your wishes are, not mine. Me, I don't go QRP, but I'll work them all because I have a lot of respect for them. So let's look at QRP, 5 watts CW. That's Charlie Whiskey, 5 watts. 10 watts sideband, single sideband, 10 whiskeys. That's QRP. Just so you have that in the back of your mind. One of the things I really want to mention to the activators and the hunters is that your class of license dictates the frequencies that you are allowed to operate. And all of us remember that question. It says plus or minus. It says plus or minus 3 kcs, the edge of the band. Either side of the band, plus or minus. So as an activator, as an activator, if you go 2 kcs from the edge of the band, you're drawing somebody out of their class of license and or you're out of band because it might not be in your class of license. I'm in advanced class, so I can go to 90% of the extra class portion of the bands. And I'll explain why I do that a little bit if I have a memory. So as a hunter, you need to stay, i.e., in your part of the band, because somebody's over in the advanced portion of the band and you're a general. That don't mean you can go work them. No, we don't have potocops. We're not out here to try to get you. But you have to remember, when you applied for your license, you were granted these frequency allocations. So you need to stay within them, because we don't know what those other people might do. But none of us want to operate out of band. Enough said on that. Hunters, you do not upload a log. Hunters, you do not upload a log. Now, you keep your own logging at your home or residence, wherever. That's your preference, and that's how you do it. That's fine. But you don't upload a log. If you're logging on QRZ, it will log the information as you do in normal. When the activator uploads their log, you will then get credit for that contact or contacts, but not until. Not until. Okay? So when that hunter is waiting for their log, the activator has to confirm it. Simple as that. But the hunter does not upload a log. And I tell you that because so many people say, well, where do I upload my logs? Well, it's obvious that somebody has not read the FAQ, and we want to make sure that you understand you hunters don't upload a log. As a hunter or an activator, you go to the awards section of the POTA page. When you go to the awards, you'll see all the different achievements that you've earned. They'll pop up, and they're free. You don't have to pay nothing for them. Remember, Parks on the Air is all volunteer. Everything is volunteer. Donations are gladly accepted, but everything is volunteered. And when Parks on the Air got started, it was never realized how it would grow to the size it is. 80,000 presently members, and that's not too bad. It's overwhelming. It will hit 100K shortly. It really will. We have over 60,000 parks. Okay, parks. I'll talk in a minute about adding parks here. I want to keep up with my notes. When you want to take an award and print it or whatever, go to the PDF file that's attached to the name of the award. Right-click it, download it, and print it. You're good. It's on your device, and you can do your printing as you see fit. Now let's talk about some parks. Folks, I'm going to read you something, and I want you to understand. You may have a park right next door. It's a city park. Guess what? It's not in the POTA system. And the mapping coordinators, that's for each area that they have taken the responsibility of confirming that that's a legitimate, that meets the requirements of Parks on the Air to become a POTA park. That's who does the work. We send them the information as an individual, but after that, let it go. Let them make that decision. But let me read this to you. Designated government managed park. That's federal, state, or providential. That's what meets the first requirement. If that city park or that county park doesn't meet that, don't even submit it, because you're wasting the paperwork to send an email on. There is criteria. The other thing is, remember that all your equipment must be in the park. Your antenna, your power source, all need to be in the park. There's some parks that overlap each other, where you have the 2 FERS or 3 FERS. You have trails that all intersect within 100 feet of each other. They qualify, But research it as an activator, research it. Make sure you know where you're at because somebody may want to come and see you. Remember, city parks, county parks aren't going to qualify. And certain areas in certain states now, because of some, let's say, bad apples, have taken away some parks. And that's what we don't want to do. As an activator, leave it cleaner than it was when you got there. That doesn't mean be the trash person, but there's a lot of filthy people out there, and people are looking at what we do because we are so widely known now when we go out to parks. All your equipment must be in the park activator. Logging programs, I paper log. It's known how I do it. I've showed videos. If you're watching this video, feel free to check my other videos out on logging. But some people are using Polo, they're using Ham 2K, they're using Smart Logger, they're using NM1, and they're all excellent software for the person that wants to use them. But as a brand new hunter or brand new activator, you don't have to use those. You can be old-fashioned like me and do paper and pencil and go home and log it on whatever program I use, N3FJP. I'm not promoting it, but it's an excellent program. It gives me everything I need. And I have to sit down and type all those entries in. Well, so what? It's good mind thing. It keeps my eyes going, my fingers going. But that's the way I like to do it. So you don't have to do it that way. You can use devices, but when your battery fails out in the field or the sun glare is tearing you up and you can hardly see what you got, those are some of the things that you'll experience. I even tried to take a tablet out to just monitor the spotting page and the glare in the sun. It just wasn't for me. I like doing it the old-fashioned way. Enough of that. The logging program, whatever you choose, there are several folks that believe that one is the best. I'm not going to pick one. I like N3FJP. I go home, I use paper log. End of story. One of the things as a hunter, here's a hard thing that's going to really probably upset some folks. Listen. Listen to your activator. Listen to their style. Who's getting picked up? Are they doing it by area? Are they doing it by first letters of the alphabet? Are they doing it by the loudest only? That's where everybody thinks you got to put 1,500 watts down somebody in order to be heard because you want to be first. I'll share a little story about first is last in here in a second. Listen to the activator. They will tell you how they operate, and as a hunter, you will learn how to work that activator. Now, if they're calling for November Charlie and you're a Whiskey Delta, don't call in because they're not listening for you. They're listening for that November Charlie, not that Whiskey Delta. And that Whiskey Delta coming across becomes confusing. Now, you hunters say, oh, it doesn't make a difference. You're not out there on the other end where X number of people are jumping the gun and thinking it's okay to be rude and disrespectful and not listen to what the activator is asking for. They will all get with you if you'll have patience. If you don't have patience, spin the dial. That's the hardest lesson to learn. When you don't have patience, spin the dial. How many times there was a pileup, I knew I couldn't get in with my power. So instead of sitting there fighting and making more noise on the same frequency, trying to get through, I'll go look for somebody else and come back. Because then the pileup will eliminate itself a little bit and get easier to get into. Those are things you'll learn as a hunter. Learn the style of your activator, and you'll learn how to get into their pileup. Two is one is none. I use that terminology a lot. Two antennas is better than having one and one breaks down and you're an activator. Two batteries out in the field is better than one when you realize you forgot to charge one, so at least you got another one to activate the park with. Not everybody's fortunate to carry a couple batteries or a couple antennas. Just food for thought. Remember the 3KC. If you're an activator, don't go to 7.1.77 because you're pulling the generals out of band. And if you're in the advanced portion, go far enough into the advanced portion that the generals know that that's not their class of license. Activators will learn over time how to go from the advanced portion back to the general portion to maintain some control over their pileups. I do it all the time because I have to. And most of the people that know me from working with me realize that Dom will be back to the general portion, or he'll come back on the second part of the day because I'm not a hit and get. I stay 4 or 5 hours. Goals, when I started this, I had no earthly idea what a goal was. You don't. You're just getting started. But it's going to be fun, whether it's worked all states, worked all Canada, worked every park in a particular state, activate every park in a particular state, activate 20 states. Whatever your goal is, not my goal. Whatever your goal that you choose to write down on a piece of paper, think about, can I do it? Would I do it? That's up to you, but go for it. And if you don't make it, at least you're going to have some fun trying, and that's the best part of it. If you don't go, you won't know. Propagation says the band's going to suck today. You going to go out? Well, I don't know how they're going to suck today. I haven't gone out to find out, so I'll go out and I'll work the band. Activators. Generally speaking, the hunters will hunt you if you're spotted on the spotting page, if you're able to get in because of internet being up. Let's talk about the help desk. The help desk is a fine group of people, and I'm not bragging them up just because they're fine. They're a fine group of people. They'll go out of your way to listen, there's that word again, to what your issue is, and then give you some guidance on how to correct or fix. If you as an activator, this is for you. You upload a log and you realized you put the wrong UTC time in the whole log, and all your park to parks are not showing up, and you're wondering, what did I do? And when you realized it, you went and fixed all the log, but you didn't tell help desk to remove the old log. If you send a message to the help desk, they acknowledge that they got your message, and you ask them to remove the US 6954 on for whatever date, and the acknowledgement comes back, the log has been removed. Then and only then can you upload the corrected log. Do not upload the corrected log before the errored log has been removed. Okay? Let's say it again. If you have an error log and you notify help desk, once you notify the help desk and you have the corrected log, do not upload the corrected log until the error log has been removed by the help desk. And you'll get notification via email that the log has been removed. Parks on the Air gives all of us an opportunity to be respectful, use minimum power. We can use FT8, we can do CW, we can do satellite. And in doing so, we're growing in a group of folks that is not your everyday ham radio operator. When you can activate a park and not spot yourself, did you hear that, activators? When you can activate your park and not spot yourself just by park to parks. Hunters, the activator needs a minimum of 10 contacts at a park before that park is activated. That's the term that they use, activated. A lot of us will get 11 or 12, and that's just the security or safety that we're accustomed to doing. But for you new, hello, I'm talking to the new hunters who want to be an activator. Now, this is where you get to learn how to do it. If you want to go out and activate a park and you don't want the pileups, go to the park that you're wanting to do park to park with. In other words, you know it's a POTA park, not a city park, not a county park, and you have internet there. Go to the spotting page. Go to each band and work the stations you hear park to park, NC4XL. Always try to be respectful. When you say park to park, always say park to park in your call sign, so that the station you're trying to work hears the word park to park. That's a trigger. We all hear it. And the partial of your call sign they'll hear, and they'll, generally speaking, come back to you. I've had pileups with park to parks on activations. What a trip. But it happens all the time because the growth in activating parks is tremendous. If you're in an RV and you're in a state park and it's got a POTA park number and you sit there for 4 days, let's talk about that. 4 days. Do you do a log, 4 different logs? No, as long as you haven't left that park and you're in the RV park, just keep doing the one log, because your UTC date time will change automatically for you, so you can only upload one log and not have to worry about it. Just keep doing it. But those that are doing park to park activations only, you don't have to spot yourself, or spot yourself in the advanced class or the extra class, depending on where your class of license is. And once you put yourself in the general or the advanced or the extra class and you spotted yourself, you'll find less activity than you would in the general portion. Another thing, keep in mind, if you really want to slow it down some, do it QRP, 5 watts, or 10 watts on single sideband, 5 watts on CW. Spot yourself that way. One of the things that you may wish to not think big about is getting you a 500 or 600 watt amplifier and you're out in a park and you're activating. One of the things that is going to happen, that 500 or 600 watts is going to get you enough reach out and touch me. But the problem is you're not hearing those that are trying to reach back and grab hold. So a lot of times there's a lot of confusion of many people trying to reach you, and it becomes a noise. In CW, don't zero beat the party that's calling on CW. Go to the side, right or left, but zero beating, and you got 6, 7, 8, 10 people zero beating, that operator hears nothing but a heterodyne noise, unbelievable. Again, as a hunter, you don't realize these things. As an activator, we're out there getting clobbered, which is good because we're having some activity. But a lot of noise and not readable is not fun. I appreciate your time. I've tried to answer some of the basic elements that are involved with Parks on the Air. Again, this is a volunteer group of people. The servers that process all the data somebody's got to pay for that. So bottom line, if you're into donating, you can do that. Parks on the Air will not turn your monies away. But I want you to remember that the group of people you're dealing with are all volunteers, whether it's on the Funny Book page, the development team, those in the background, the group that takes care of the awards, the help desk, the area coordinators, the mapping coordinators. That's all volunteer people. Most of us have a job, okay? And we enjoy our hobby. I want you to enjoy your hobby. I want you to feel welcomed here with Parks on the Air. If a station says to give your call one time, give your call one time. First is last, and last is first. I told you I'd mention that, and I'll do it now because this is the last part of the video. Whenever I take a list, and you're working the darling old man, and I do it on paper, as I write the list, and the rumble has slowed down to a null where I can now hear the last person I heard is the first person I work, because I do things backwards. I've been told I was a backwards person by my wife many a time. But I'm able to work that person, time slot it, and go up until I finish that list. That's why I work the list. If I got partials, guess what? So what? When I get to you, you'll fill in the blank with me. But being 1,000 watts or 600 watts or 500 watts or whatever, trying to get in the front of the line doesn't always mean you're going to be first in line. You could be last in line. May God bless. I hope that there's some tidbits of information that'll help you. And I want you, all you new folks, don't give up. Don't get frustrated. Remember, amateur radio is a fun hobby. And each one of us have different levels of fun that we're having, and you too are involved in that because you decided to come and join us. NC4XL, North Carolina for Extreme Lovers, and I can't forget, I can't forget our club call, November, Charlie 4, Papa Oscar. 73s, and God bless.